Okay, so here's Devastator, which you've heard me refer to as the Devastator that I have. This guy is also known as the cheapest Devastator, and also Machine Boy. I've seen a few people that have this guy. I've seen this guy get reviewed. The thing that most people seem to mention is this. Look, I actually went through. I actually really made sure it was stuck on for this transformation. Now I feel like I shouldn't untransform it. Now I feel like I've achieved something. The fact that this didn't fall apart just now when I lifted up is crazy. I have to make sure that I get him from the crotch when I lift him up, or else he'll fall apart. Wow, I actually did a good job. Can we get like a closer look in here? There's two. Well, actually, we can if we lift this thing off. I was gonna show you the packaging and stuff first, but I'm so impressed that he's like staying together in here. All of this shit is just floating. This is Hook's arms. You can tell that it's not like lined up in any kind of way. There's a peg that pegs down into what's this guy, Long Haul, and then there's a peg that pegs up. You can see that neither of them are fully engaged, and it would be difficult to. In fact, my tweezers are somewhere else. There's a tweezer I like to use when I need a tool. And then in the back, Bone Crusher's arms, Long Haul's arms. Gee, I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Anyway, they come together up into the. I almost don't want to take it apart. Maybe we won't do this review. But they come together into these two thingies, and again, this is all loose. None of this pegs together. All of this, anyway. It's very difficult. Even just this part. Even just getting this in here, which I like to do this first. The two thingies together don't want to stay together. The slot is just hard to see where I'm at. It's hard. I mean, it's also on a black piece, so I mean, but that's it in. But it's hard to kind of see in there and see what you're doing. I often have the lights off in my room. That's my own problem. I can figure that out on my own. But like with the front plate open, you can kind of sink this in. Boy, I really went right into it. I didn't really plan on talking about all of this, but you can see I'm kind of struggling to get this peg in, and and these arms are just floating, so there's nothing to really press on. I can kind of get a finger in there. I can get my the butt of my, maybe I should get the tweezers. I mean, I'm about to get up because I'm going to show you the packaging and shit on this weirdo cheapest Devastator. So I don't know what this Devastator is. I'll see if I can find the Amazon listing. It is the one generally you can find as the cheapest one, and obviously it's not Hasbro. This is a knockoff figure. I don't think the mold is based on anything Hasbro. I could be really wrong about that. But the only English words on the packaging is construction vehicles, 6-in-1 transforming, ages 8+, Machine Boy. It kind of, I feel like Machine Boy is probably the name of like a company, one of the production companies involved here, but I like calling him Machine Boy. What do you think, Steeljaw? Does he look like a machine boy to you? He does to me. Where's your sister? The door's open. It's springtime. Almost. Where is she, buddy? Where's your sister? Sister went outside. Even though it is warming up, I move all of the plants away from the door just because some froze this earlier when it was. Why don't we talk about Transformers? All right, so I did get this on Amazon, and as you can see, there's just tons of knockoff Devastators. I don't know what NBK stands for. Sometimes they'll just say KO. I do kind of want to get $1,000 for, is it Dark of the Moon? Whatever, this fucking version of Devastator. I would like to have it just to be funny. You can get a knockoff of this for less than $1,000. But there's lots of Devastators. There's lots of different knockoffs. That's not the one I have. That's not the one I have. Wow. Is it a knockoff? It doesn't specifically say it, but it's half the price. I wouldn't pay $44 unless it was the absolute, anyway. This is the one I have. It was $32, maybe with $20 shipping. Oh no, $14.44. So yeah, that's the cheapest Devastator. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not comparing prices right now, but that's the one I got. If you're super curious about what we're reviewing here, because I don't know what to call it other than 6-in-1 transforming robot machine.
So
I've been talking about reviewing this thing, and yeah, I got more Soundwaves and more cassettes coming in the mail tomorrow. Like I say every time, I gotta stop buying stuff. This is it for now. I got so many pre-orders, including Devastator guys, including Constructicons. I'm gonna, like, I don't know when the last two are coming out, if they're coming out this year, but there's a Devastator coming out, like, right now. I got 4 of them on pre-order. I gotta not buy fucking robots. I gotta wait for the ones I've already ordered. But anyway, yeah, there's more Soundwaves and cassettes coming tomorrow because that's my favorite shit. I'm gonna have so many Soundwaves. So this is Hook. And yeah, I am excited about those pre-orders. I pre-ordered these guys. I pre-ordered the Aerial Bots, the 3 of those. Yeah, because that's a 5-1. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was gonna mention that, yeah, the Dino King is another 6. The Dino King that I have that we've looked at is also a 6 robot combiner. Unlike most of them, which are 5. And the Dino King portion, where the torso attaches to the hips, is incredible and locks in so well. And like, there's so many places where it goes together, and that's so much more solid than this guy that comes apart at the torso. So I'm really excited. I don't know when I'll make it. I'm going to have to make a video about just all of the Soundwaves I have. Maybe I should get every Soundwave first. Yeah, so these guys are simple. They're on par with core class guys, I would say. This guy looks pretty good. Look, he's got some like stuff inside. You can see like shiny like paint application on the inside in that little... That's the slot I was trying to stuff those things into. What's in there? I'm noticing this for the first time. He's got shit inside of him. They all have stubby arms. None of them came with weapons. The whole Devastator came with this big weapon, which we didn't really even look at him in Devastator mode, which is the mode I like to display him in. But yeah, I was so impressed that he was staying together. I was like, well, let's just start taking him apart. Does that impulse sound familiar to anybody? Does anybody have that kind of thing going on? Yeah, he's got hands that you kind of just got to put away. Like most combiners, at least in my experience. My experience, of course, being the 80s and then these past couple of months. But often there's not much you can do with hands, although I do appreciate on Dino King that the hands can become weapons. What am I doing here? Oh, this comes apart like this. Yeah, we're just going to do the truck first, which is for the arms. Very similar. So this is Bone Crusher. There's 2 guys that... No, is it? Yes. There's 2 bulldozers. Whatever this attachment. Is this a bulldozer? Is this machine a bulldozer? Or an excavator? I think I know what a backhoe is. I think that's Scavenger. So the one with the treads is Bone Crusher, I believe. And Scrapper is the one below. I mean, I think these all look great. I think that, like, other than that one complaint of how Devastator goes together, I think each individual robot is great. This was the 3rd Transformers purchase that I purchased last year when I was beginning to feel the call of plastic robots. So like, yeah, what was it? Was I going somewhere with that? Anyway, maybe I was just saying, yeah, I fucking love these. I talk shit about it. Is kind of a crappy Devastator, and I can't wait to have the big one, the official Studio Series 86 one. Holy shit, how cool is that? What is happening here, though? This is supposed to go up into his chest like this. Does it snap? Do the hips snap forward? Yeah, okay, there we go. The hips snap forward, leggies come down. I guess it can kind of, I'm not, and you know, I should mention that a lot of this stuff does end up kind of floating in the way that I normally complain about these guys. But my vibe is always like, I can complain about little parts of them and still fucking love them as toys. But yeah, this kind of floats. I kind of don't know where you're kind of supposed to make it land. It almost looks like there's like a bit of a tab there, but if you want to like get this to go under the tab, that doesn't really quite look right or land. But it kind of goes together like that. I mean, you can have it just kind of straight like that. Yeah, but I kind of don't know. Someone actually reached out to me asking me if I had the instructions because a lot of these guys kind of don't go together that great. And I had thrown them away because they were bad. Very good, though. I mean, when it's all together, the legs look great. He's really tall. I don't... like... the fist and the gun are pretty good. Like, I like it a lot, but we're going to critique it. I mean, I guess that's That's what we do. All right, here's Scavenger. I feel like I had one Constructicon. I always thought these guys were so cool. I remember seeing the boxed set in the toy store and wanting it so bad. I thought the idea of combiners was so cool in 1984 and 85. When this guy was the only one, I was amazed. It was God. I thought these were so cool. This was the coolest fucking... How many different ways can I say? What's that joke about how the painting looks neato burrito or whatever from that TV show with that dude? I sort of feel like I had either Mixmaster. I think I had one. I feel like I had either Mixmaster or Scrapper. Weird that we'll get to Scrapper. And I think that I learned a lesson. It was some kind of situation. I don't recall exactly. I recall being very upset, and that's what I remember, that I had, like, on the playground at school, I had let someone play with it, and it was a kid I didn't know, but everyone was sharing their toys. I let someone play with either Mixmaster, whichever Constructicon I had. And again, like, you know, I was like 8 or whatever. I wasn't in a position to, like, be collecting and picking which ones I got, but because of this, I ended up leaning away from Constructicons. I didn't want to collect them after, like, losing one and being like, well, now I have to not only make up lost ground, but also, Anyway, so the kid disappeared. The kid borrowed my Transformer and disappeared, and, like, I never saw him again. And I told the teacher, and she didn't know what to do. And I feel like even, like, my mom might have, like, called the school. There may have been, like, I may have caused a big stink. Yeah, now do this guy's hips go forward or back? I don't know. I should have saved those instructions. Let's see which looks better. So, yeah, Scavenger. So I don't know which one I had. I remember him being green and losing him and being very sad. I also remember a situation. I remember plenty of situations where I tried to steal toys from children. I wonder how often I got away with it. It was bad. We were bad. We were in New England. New England people have no sense of community. I'm not sure if that's true. More or less than anywhere else. They are mean. New England people are mean. So this is Scrapper. And yeah, what I was going to say, this is the leader, I think, like, as far as the lore, the cartoon and stuff is concerned. At one point he was the leader, maybe. That's what I heard. Where did I hear that? Anyway, I was like, the leg? You're the leader and you're going to become the leg? The leg is the leader? I would have expected Hook was the leader. He forms the head. Devastator is not very smart. Yeah, this leg comes off with frequency. This is a weird, kind of interesting joint. There's a couple interesting joints we'll look at. Who else has some interesting stuff going on? Mixmaster does. This is kind of neat, the way he slides together and his head pops up. Yeah, Scrapper. I mean, this guy has good wheels. This guy is really good. This is a really good one. The two legs are, like, the biggest and some of the best ones. Who are the two? The two in the 2-pack that I ordered that are coming out for 86 were the two torso guys, Hook and Long Haul. But I think this guy is one of the guys that we're getting, like, next month or something. Oh my God. I gotta stop. I can't. I have to stop buying guys. I don't have any. Look at him as a truck, kind of, because this guy basically, when he's in this guy and Mixmaster, when they're in leg mode, they are basically their truck forms. But let's just, I mean, I like this. This fits together nicely. This is very solid. Some of the parts of this Devastator are very solid, and some of it is very flimsy. And, you know, yeah, I don't know much about this mold. I don't know much about collecting. I don't know I'm not aware of too many things. This can't be right. Oh, okay. Weird. How does this? Maybe if they're not snapped together, I can. Get in there. Get in there, Scrapper. What the hell? I wonder if I'll cut this out or leave it in. Oh, damn. Well, that might make it easier. What am I doing? Oh, part of what I'm doing is this weird joint I was talking about. Am I even on camera? I'm getting flustered by Scrapper. This was getting in the way. Is that what it looks like? Yeah, okay, good. Now can we clack that back on? There we go. Here we go. Here it goes. Okay, boy. Wow. Maybe I'll fast forward that or whatever. Maybe I won't. Maybe you watched the whole thing. Hey, thanks for being here. Check my shit out on koyadk.tv. Like and subscribe or whatever. Look. Cat hairs everywhere. The last one or the one before when I was like, fuck it, let's just leave everything in. I don't know. I probably did cut a few things out, like finding cat hairs. Maybe I didn't, but maybe I should. This is Mixmaster. This guy's pretty cool, but he has one of the weirdest little joints and weird things. Yeah, that doesn't always stay together. But this joint, there's all kinds of stuff. It's similar to that other joint I was just showing you, but there's all kinds of shit going on inside his feet. And yeah, I wish I had those instructions. Maybe I should look, because I don't really know exactly how his feet are supposed to go. Yeah, oh, this guy also has like for some reason, only Mixmaster has a joint so it could look like he's like taking a turn down the road. Which I guess you could, when he's the foot. I don't know if that would be helpful. Kind of like oh, maybe it is. Boy, I've never even tried that. It could be kind of like that ankle joint that I talk about that I like anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know how his feet are supposed to go because he's got these flaps. Did I even have I'm honestly not sure if this came with instructions. Because I recall like looking at the images on Amazon and trying to figure out like if you're supposed to like make this joint kind of weird so that these kind of lean back. So that it's like, there's no way he's like, it's weird. He's not stable with them out. And he's, yeah, actually he stands better with them just away and his legs just like blocks. Kind of weird. Kind of a stubby guy. And again, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing something different here. He's got a cute little weapon on top of his head. Mixmaster. And that leaves us with Long Haul, who is pretty cool. And I kind of like I like this one, and I don't always get him correctly into his transformation. So let's see. So to start out, the top, maybe you just leave this. Maybe this is just the cab part is just the way he was in Devastator mode. So he's got all this junk back here that flops out. Oh yeah, I also use a tool every time I put him in Devastator mode to get these pegs that are used to attach the feet. That is extremely tight. Again, tight is good. It's only bad when it's so tight it's going to break something like that Megatron. And I feel like something else I said. Oh yeah, Hot Rod. I feel like his arms are going to break because they're so tight. But anyway, so obviously, yeah, let's see, because this is a little bit awkward, I feel like. I feel like a lot of this ends up kind of floating, and I'm not totally sure how it's... Like, I guess you want the legs to... Well, maybe just kind of something like that. But it does kind of float. And he's got this thing, which I guess is like a step or like a loading thing or a hitch to... Yeah, that doesn't peg in or anything. Obviously, if he's sitting on the ground... Doesn't matter. And a bunch of these guys have really good wheels. Some of them, their wheels are not as great, but this guy and Scrapper have great wheels. And this is cool. He can open up the flap so he can display his garbage or whatever. Oh, you want to know what's in there? I figured it out. I know what's in there. It's Devastator's fucking face. It's Machine Boy. Machine Boy is inside. All in all, this Devastator is totally fine. If you want to have a Devastator on your shelf, this would be a fine Devastator to have on your shelf. Yeah, especially because that part comes apart, so it's probably for display only. But it's fine. I love it. I mean, I'm glad I have a Devastator to put on my shelf. And, yeah, I can't wait for Studio Series 86. Yeah, and if you're like me with Soundwave and you just want to have lots of Devastators, well, good news. There's so many you can collect. Maybe I'll start collecting Devastators after I collect enough Soundwave. Anyway, here are all the guys. I will be reviewing all of these guys and, yeah, and more Soundwaves, which are on the way, and the shit I have pre-orders for, which also, aside from what I mentioned, includes Grimlock as well, so I'm excited for that. Like, subscribe, follow, do whatever the fuck. KoyaDK.tv. Like and subscribe and follow me on all kinds of other shit that you can find on KoyaDK.tv.